Hey guys, welcome to another video, and I'm outside right now. It's like 7:30. I'm gonna go to bed once I finish recording, and it gets a little darker. This is really healthy for you, seeing the sunset, and we're grounding too. But essentially, this video is gonna be a little different, and I'm gonna talk to you about fatigue and CNS fatigue, deloading, all this stuff. So if you're into street lifting, powerlifting, or calisthenics, or you just want to get strong at something, like really strong, you need this video, bro. Okay? So when in the summer I was listening to a lot of podcasts and trying to learn, and people were like, oh yeah, too much fatigue and stuff, you don't want to accumulate fatigue. I'm like, well, isn't fatigue just when you get tired of something? That's what I thought, right? And you probably think this too, but it's like you might relate. Maybe you think, isn't it just about willpower? Like, maybe you get fatigued from doing something, but couldn't you just have the willpower to do the rest of your workout or something like that? Now, this is true. It does come down to willpower, but fatigue does actually affect it quite a bit. So, if you're doing so you need, what the heck? My brain just turned off. So fatigue, it's basically when you push hard on an exercise or a workout. It's how tired you get. Like maybe you finish a workout and you're in your car or outside the gym, and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, bro. Like not even your muscles. You feel like you could take a nap or go to sleep. That's fatigue. You're tired, mentally exhausted. And something that drives this fatigue is, like, when you're tired, not even your muscles, you're just exhausted. That's your CNS. It's called CNS, Central Nervous System. And this is called CNS fatigue. Now, a lot of power lifters and street lifters and some calisthenics athletes talk about this. CNS fatigue is when you push really hard on a exercise in a low rep range, like you go on a 5 or 10-second grinder. um, that's frying your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is essentially the thing in your brain, in your head, telling your muscles, like, push, 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 or pull, pull, like on a pull, right? That's your central nervous system. It's like the little thing. It's the thing sending these I don't even know what it's sending, like sending signals to your muscles, right? And the more developed your CNS is, this is like the little skinny guys that are benching crazy weights, like the calisthenics guys. They have better, they send like bigger, faster, stronger signals to their muscles, right? That's the reason that they might look smaller than you, even though you're at the gym, and they can bench 3 plates, and you can't even bench 2, right? It's because they train in a manner that their CNS sends stronger and faster signals to the muscles, so they can push harder on a bench press or pull up or dip, right? So that's what CNS is. It's the sending signals to your brain. So CNS fatigue, well, now you know what it is, but like, how does it affect you, your workout split? So here is how it works. If you're training for strength, you want to get stronger, maybe you care a little about hypertrophy or not at all, but strength is a priority, you're going to do periodization. What this means is that you have a workout split where you probably train like the movement you're trying to get better at, like maybe dips, and then you do a dip back off, maybe, and then you do, say, bottom pause dips, and then you do skull crushers, and then maybe ring dips. Do this 3 times a week with different rep ranges. So the first week, it could be maybe 3 or 4 sets of 8. The second week, it would be 3 sets of 5. Third week, 3 sets of 3. Now, this is really important. The third week, doesn't really matter what week it is, but this would be peak week, the really hard week. So it's 3x3, RPE 10. I have a video of me training dips with like a 5-second grind. It's on my shorts. That was, I went for 3 reps, and I decided to add a 4th one because I wanted a grinder. I wanted to struggle. I was going up kind of fast, like RPE 9. I wanted an RPE 10 grinder, so I went for it, and I got my 5-second grinder, which I'm happy with. So when you're that's how it works. You see bodybuilders training to failure. They're not actually training to failure. They're training at RPE 9, because if they train at true RPE 10, they would die. They would die after like a few months, because your body can't handle true RPE 10 for too long, right? So your CNS, if you train too hard for too long, you fatigue your CNS, you can get injured, you overtrain, you get really tired and stuff. So what I do is I try to do 2 peak weeks. This is the 3x3 week, which is, what the heck, essentially makes you get better at grinding, see your CNS adaptation. What's CNS adaptation? It's telling your central nervous system, making it get used to sending more signals to your muscles, stronger, harder, bigger, faster signals, more signals too. That's what peak week or 3x3 is. It doesn't have to be 3x3. It could be 2x2 or 3x2, 2x3. You get the idea, right? A 2 to 3 rep range with 2 to 3, probably not 4 sets, right? So really low volume, really hard. Now, beginners, many of you are watching this and you might be a beginner. Beginners, it doesn't really matter too much, because essentially, no offense, but you're probably too weak to actually get tired, right? So maybe go with like 10 kilograms or 25 pounds on dips, and you do like 4 reps and you're like, struggling, right? This is, no offense, bro, but it's not that heavy, and you're not going to actually get tired. Like, maybe your muscles hurt, maybe your tendons hurt. They probably wouldn't, but if they do, it's like, yeah, but your central nervous system, you don't get fatigued. I would say I'm not even that close to being strong enough to actually get super fatigued, because I'm not that strong. Like, I'm decently strong, but I'm compared to other guys, I'm really kind of weak guys, right? So if you look at Matthew's Lot with his 205 kilogram dip, I was watching some of his videos, and he's saying, yeah, he trained for dips for 2 weeks, and then he had to stop for another 2 weeks to deload. I'm like, bro, you trained for 2 weeks, not even RP 10, like RP, some workouts were like RP 8, and you need to take a deload for 2 weeks? I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? Well, he's a high-level athlete with a crap load of weight on the belt, bro. I'm not gonna, I don't know what weight he was doing. Like, I saw a video of him doing a hard single with 185 kilograms, and he's like, yeah, this is going to be like, I could do 195, but I'm gonna do 185 to get back into the mood of dips. I'm like, what the hell, bro? What the heck? And then he does it, and it's like fast, but he's like, yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm like, dude, it's insane. Right? So I'm going on a tangent here, but essentially, if you train beginners, don't worry too much about training too hard, but you should still keep this in mind for when you get stronger. Maybe at like a 50 kg dip or a 60, you can start incorporating this, or maybe 40 kg. Yeah, so dips and squats fire your CNS. Pull-ups aren't too bad. But yeah, also deloading. How does deloading work? Essentially, a deload is when you train you basically do a really light workout week. So you do, instead of doing, say, training 6 days a week, you train 3 or 4 days a week by combining your workouts, and you do maybe 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps per movement that you're training. at RPE like 5 or 6, maybe 5, RPE 6 or 7, right? About 2 sets of 6 or 8 reps, RPE 6 or 7 for the movement you care about. And then maybe just one accessory movement. So for example, let's say I train muscle up, pull up, dip, and squat Monday, and I train each 3 times a week. For example, right? Monday I could do 2 sets of 6 muscle up, 2 sets of 4 pull up, and then like 2 sets of 4 1.5 pull ups, and then for dips maybe 2 sets of 7 dips with like then like 2 sets of 4 band dips, and then do like 2 sets of 8 squats. That's it. And then maybe Wednesday repeat this, but instead of pull-ups do like muscle up transitions, and then for dips maybe do bottom pause squats, and then you get where I'm going. And then do the same thing Friday. This would be a deload week at RP 6 or 7. Essentially what a deload does is that it lets your body recover and it primes you for a PR week. So I'm going to tell you what my workout split looks like. Currently I'm in peak week. Essentially I'm doing 3x3s maybe on the non-primary days. What this means is that I have a primary dip day, and then I am on a non-primary dip day. On a primary dip day I do 3x3 RP 10 and then a lot of accessory work. On a non-primary dip day, I would do maybe instead of 3x3 RP 10, like 3x6 RPE 8 or 8.5, right? So it's not less fatiguing. I don't know if you guys can see me, but it's a little dark. I hope you can still see me fine. Maybe this looks better. Yeah, I'll just keep it like this. There was a helicopter flying by, so I had to pause the video. Yeah, so essentially, I train really hard during peak week, and I want to let my tendons and muscles, and especially CNS, recover. Because although I might train different muscles in these muscle pull up, dip, and squat movements, I'm still fatiguing my central nervous system on the squat and then dip, and a little on the pull up, not too much. So I want to relax, right? I have 2 peak weeks, 2 3x3 weeks in my workout split. Right now it's the first week. Next week I'm doing a deload, so I think I'm training 3, maybe 4 times that week. It's gonna be really light, really easy. Workouts shouldn't take more than 45 minutes. They usually take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 if it's a peak week. So it's gonna be really light. Then I'm gonna do another peak week, and then a deload, and then a PR week. And then PR is essentially when I test my 1 rep max. So 1x1 on dips, and then on the non-primary days like 3x3 or 3x6, stuff like this. So I hope you still see me. I hope this helped you understand fatigue, CNS fatigue, managing fatigue, and yeah, deload weeks. If you guys like this video, if you want me to do anything else like this type of stuff where I explain it to you, maybe I could do a live stream actually. Yeah, maybe if you watched it till the end and you want me to do a live stream, maybe on a weekend, and I just set up the camera and you guys ask me like, oh, how do I do this? What's this? Why do you do this? What's a back offset? What's this? Stuff like that. That'd be really fun actually. We could do that. Okay, so if you guys like this video, tell me like in the comments, just say, yeah, I like this style. Could you make a video on something else? Like, I have a question. What should my what's volume? How do I do enough volume or not enough? How do I write a good workout split? Stuff like this. So if you have any questions, write it in the comments. And if you guys want to see a live stream, that's a really good idea actually. I might do it. If you want to see the live stream, just tell me. Like, I'm just gonna make a post about this. You're seeing this right now. Go check my channel. Look at the posts section. I probably have one, because I'm gonna make it after this. See you guys. Hope this was helpful. It's nice outside. It's dark. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.